But like, you know, you like escape rooms. You like some people like f***ing off. Some people like going to escape rooms. I don't know.
Except these escape rooms will fucking kill you. So
no,
it's very
no, they
edgy.
don't kill you. You kill each other.
No,
like,
no, these
it's like a
rooms do
gun.
kill
It's like
you.
the fuck. Okay, it's like the NRA, all right? Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Because it is kind of late and I have to be up kind of early tomorrow morning. So I feel like
there is a lot of anime to talk about.
There's a lot of anime to talk about. It's already late at night on Monday. This probably won't even be able to go up on Tuesday if your internet speed still sucks.
It might be okay. It's been doing all right.
Okay. I guess we'll see. Well, I guess we should just get into it. So hello and welcome to the Weeb Crew. I'm your host, Psyotic, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Mumi.
I'm here.
Hello. That's true. And today, what are we going to be doing, Mumi? What fun, wonderful topic do we have to talk about today?
Anime.
Do we talk about that on this podcast?
Occasionally, you know. I mean,
okay.
Sometimes,
okay. Well,
sometimes we don't have anything to talk about, so
yeah.
It might be like anime adjacent, or if you squint kind of hard. It kind of might look like we're talking about anime.
No. You can't be telling anyone to squint really hard when we're talking about anime. That's a bad route to go down.
I don't get it. Why?
About anime adjacent stuff. Anyway, we did watch a lot of anime recently. Not in full, but the first episode of... I think we watched the first episode of everything new this season. At least
everything that's not a
shows.
sequel. Yeah.
Yeah. The exception of I think there's a few things that still have not yet aired. Although the only thing off the top of my head is Love Through a Prism, that Netflix, which is the only original anime airing this season, by the way. So we went through.
That's not entirely true. But the other one, that's only full original, I think.
Yeah. I mean, there's like Card Fight Vanguard.
There's that cat one.
There's that cat one, yeah.
Cat
that's
a shark.
TV short.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're watching Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched 37 anime this past week. The first episode of 37 anime, and none of them were anime originals.
Nope.
Is that kind of insane?
A little bit.
I feel like that's really bad. That's really, really bad.
So, interestingly, I remember I found an image that was like in this thread about anime originals, and someone was like complaining. They're like, there's no good anime originals anymore. They don't make anime original. Why don't they make anime originals anymore? They used to have a million. And like this person was posted this.
The easy
list.
response there is, well, they do. You're just not watching them, but
you just don't watch anime. No.
Yeah.
But they posted a list, and it was like kind of arbitrary in a way. I guess like it just wasn't.
Yeah, you were
like
showing me this list, and it had stuff like Witch from Mercury on there, but then not G-Quux, and it was like a recent image.
Not G-Reco even.
I guess was
G-Reco
like an adaptation of a novel technically? No. I'm thinking of Hathaway.
Yeah, you're thinking no. That was just an original. Had nothing to do with CCA or CC timeline or whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of arbitrary, but like it was kind of interesting to look. I think the year that had the most originals was like 2006.
Yeah. Although it goes up and down. Like they didn't have any listed in 2010, or they had like a handful.
They had I have the right here 6. They had 6 from 2010.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going through it. We have been consistently kind of been around 15, 16 originals a year since about 2019.
Yeah.
At least by that list.
So like, 3 or 4 a season usually. This season there are none. So we better get 8 next season. Otherwise, I'm going to throw a fit. Because all these 37 anime we watched were fucking shit, trash, slop,
spoilers,
worthless, garbage. No, only about half were.
Only about
actually no, less than half.
That's a pretty good ratio.
Yeah.
Like half of it was there wasn't any really that were like really bad on it. Like no, okay, think about it. There was one. There was one that was really, really bad.
High school Kimingumi was really bad.
Yes.
I would also say that Jack of all trades show, I was checking out hard. Maybe that's because, so the way we watched all these is we just, over the course of the week, we were watching maybe like 3 a day, something like that. And then we realized, oh God, we need to get through everything this season. Let's spend 6 hours on Saturday watching everything else that had aired, and then another 3 hours on Sunday watching the remaining stuff.
That was a fun way to go
on
about
Saturday, I think we watched like 14 anime on Saturday, and we picked up 3. We're like, we want to watch 3 of these.
No, I think that was a fun way to go about it, to be fair.
I like spending like just like a Saturday evening just watching a ton of anime. It was fun. Granted, I also don't have a life, so maybe that's not the most. Maybe to our normie listen. I mean, who am I fucking kidding? No one who listens to this fucking podcast is a normie.
Leave a comment.
Let's be realistic
in the
about
web
this.
zone if
No
you're
one
a
has
normie.
anything to do on Saturday night if you're listening to this podcast. But I mean, nothing horribly. I wanted to blow my brains out or anything like that. But we should probably talk about the stuff that we actually liked and are going to continue watching over the course of the season.
Are we going from best to worst? Or worst to best?
Let's just start off with probably like the most popular things so people don't like click away. Mumi, what did you think of Sentenced to Be a Hero?
It was pretty good. I think it would be an interesting thing to talk about, like in like a video.
Yeah. Because you don't really see a lot of shows with this premise where someone is transformed into any kind of food, really, but let alone a hero is very specific. No.
You're mixing it up with Steel Ball Run. It's hero, not euro.
Hero. Oh, okay. It was a hero sandwich.
No.
My bad. They sound vaguely similar. Maybe in some accents they're basically the same. But yeah, it's an interesting concept. You don't see that a lot. Even in all these like absurd isekai that come out these days, not a lot of people are being turned into food.
Shibutsu Train turned people into pudding.
This is true. So what was your video idea? Well, what was interesting about Sense to Be a Hero to you?
It's just like the concept, like the what do you call it? Not the responsibility, like the obligation of like sacrifice, where it's just like I always find it interesting when it shows like play with the nomenclature of like general, like this is doing it for like obviously like a fantasy D&D isekai kind of stuff. So you have like the demon lords, you have heroes, you have goddesses, but like while they kind of do fill those roles accurately, they're not really necessarily those things literally.
They're different takes on them because heroes are basically prisoners who are forced to become super soldiers. Goddesses, they mention it only in passing. The goddess in the show, the lolly girl is just like a lolly girl, but they make like a passing comment that like goddesses or gods can also be like these made of like stone or machinery and stuff, seeming to imply that her being a little girl is kind of unusual. And then the demon lords, the way they present the demon lords is interesting because the demon lord we see in the first episode, he's like the 47th demon lord or whatever.
Right.
Glup Shido is his name or something like that.
Yep.
And he's not like a demon lord as we would typically recognize, like where he's very like anthropomorph. He's basically just like an
a roaming
character. He's a
fortress thing that looks like kind of like a cockroach.
very Nausicaa-esque. Also kind of reminded me of like a boss from Zelda, and so like especially with the giant protruding eye weak point. He kind of has like that Goma energy to him.
It wasn't a weak point though. That was interesting. Like I was like expecting that to be more of a thing, but he just just goes for like a thing in the chink of his like joint or whatever. It's like, oh, okay,
yeah,
sure, I guess.
But yeah, very, very interesting designs, and the design work in general I quite liked in this show. And also just the depictions of like the way that the battle is actually carried out feels very strategic. I like that it drops us kind of just in the middle of things, and it's very chaotic, and you're not being we have seen so many shows this season that just start with the main character being born. It was kind of absurd. So it was refreshing to go into this because I watched this like after watching everything else, even though it came out like basically at the start of the season. I watched this after everything else, and it was very refreshing to me to just not have a ton of stuff exposited to me. And instead it was doled out progressively over the course of the episode. And then we get a little bit more like direct backstory at the very end of the episode.
Right. You know, like the trial scene or whatever.
Yeah, it felt very refreshing in terms of like I'm just not having exposition that I don't care about, just being more or less told directly to me. There is exposition in the episode, but it all feels, for the most part, very natural to exposition that the characters would be delivering to each other in that moment.
It is a good setup. Like it gives you enough mystery because like just the intrigue of heroes kind of being him being labeled a hero, but it being a like sentence, like a burden or whatever, generates enough intrigue where like you have interest there to be like, oh, what's going on here? Why is this different? And then it also introduces that kind of like revenge element, obviously, with like him being framed or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
So you kind of get like the shield hero or whatever the fuck, sort of like catharsis out of it, where it's like, he's gonna go for revenge. It's an interesting premise. You were kind of joking about the you don't see this very often, but you don't see a lot of things that kind of tackle like responsibility or like obligation as like a burden very much. I'm not even sure how much this is going to, because it seemed like it was even kind of going in a direction away from that in just the one episode, because he does have like superpowers. He is like really competent and strong or whatever.
Right.
But there is that element of like, you know, this is, you know, you're sentenced
he
to
does
be
basically
hero.
spoiler, he does solo the Demon Lord basically after he decides to work with the goddess character.
Right. But I mean, like, I guess that would be a more relatively normal thing after you made a pact with a goddess or whatever. I do think
with a goddess, yeah.
It is interesting to see like the goddesses are very like praise oriented. Like it's like, oh, we gotta do this for honor. And then the goddesses are like, we gotta do this for appreciation or like acknowledgement, like praise be or whatever. It very much
it plays into like the head pat stuff in a very funny way as well.
Well, yeah, as her being a little like lolly character or whatever.
It's an interesting kind of like way to like a little twist on that kind of dynamic.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they're trying to say about people doing things like against their, like they're trying to hurt themselves to like become a hero or whatever. They're doing it for praise or what. I don't know what they're trying to say there.
Well, that also comes with like all of this different like strategy and politicking that's going on in the episode as well, in terms of like, why are they here? Oh, they're doing stuff that they're not supposed to be doing. These characters, you know, the soldiers themselves, the commander doesn't necessarily want to retreat, but the hero's like, we need to get out of here, and if everyone here dies, this is going to be bad for us.
There's obviously this like, you start off the episode with like that guy running with the coffin and those people are being attacked or whatever, and then he's like, oh,
it's very chaotic. You have no idea what's going on, and it works well for like conveying that no one else in the show has any idea what's going on at the moment.
I mean, once you've seen the first episode, it feels kind of like it doesn't feel as chaotic. It's like, oh, okay.
No,
the whole thing is like, oh wait, the church
like
is trying to do what or whatever, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, okay, so they like wanted the goddess to be killed for whatever reason, I guess, and then it just happened to be that he stole the coffin with the goddess in it.
Which is also a fun character bit, just have him be a kleptomaniac.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like if you're fucking forced to be on the
If he's
battlefield.
yeah. Well, it's like how he got. Oh, I understand how he ended up being sentenced to be a hero. He fucking stole something.
Maybe. I mean, maybe he didn't start stealing shit until he was like dehumanized, and now he's just on the battlefield.
I guess that's possible. Yeah.
And he's like around a bunch of corpses, so he's like, well, hell, there's probably some valuable stuff around here. I mean, if I'm gonna be fucking made to be a stupid fucking errand boy that's gonna risk my life all the time, might as well get a little bit off the top off of it.
Very like Clint Eastwood spaghetti western kind of character.
It is interesting that the demon lord stuff is just like a corruptor.
It's just which again also kind of reminded me of like, which again kind of gave me like a Nausicaa vibe a little bit, as it's just kind of this horde that's coming at you, and then obviously Nausicaa has the warrior god stuff, which it kind of ends up being similar to the goddess stuff in this, where they are essentially man-made weapons, I believe is the idea.
But the demon lords?
No, the goddesses.
Oh yeah, the goddess, yeah.
Similar to the warrior gods in Nausicaa, and they're like man-made weapons.
I'm assuming that the twist is going to be that goddesses are like the humans have like gotten a hold of a demon lord at some point or parts of it, and then like we're able to make like retrofit weapons out of them, because like the whole reveal in the trial is like, she was turning into a demon lord when she ran out of mana or something, and they're like, that's not even possible.
I
don't know, I guess that's like going to be an element of it.
There's a lot of different routes that it can go. The first episode is very nice and self-contained in terms of like introducing the main characters and the overall dynamic of the world. But in terms of the overall direction of the story and where it could be going, there's a lot of different like routes it can take.
Yeah. And then you also have the orangutans that are trolls, I guess.
Very strong animation production. I was thinking to myself, it's like, finally, we got like a dark fantasy show that looks really good after like Ubel Blot didn't really look very good and kind of disappointing. Clevites looked fine. But this has a very strong production behind it, which I also like, because I like dark fantasy settings. It's just that not to look very good.
It looks a lot like Studio Kai. What else have they done? I guess in Nube. It looked. It kind of looked like Tower of God, like the art style.
I was thinking that as well. That and Fate Strange Fake. They have a certain like the way like the line work. Maybe it's like the coloring. It has this very kind of muted look almost. I don't know how quite to put it into words. Very like bold line work, which I don't mind. I like the overall look of it, as long as it's able to maintain that look, which I guess is like it's an hour-long episode 1, and I'm just thinking to myself like, man, can you imagine it just falls off visually like hard in the second episode?
That would be kind of funny, also kind of sad.
It would be very depressing. But so far, and I am buying into the hype, at least going off of this first episode. At least, as much as an old man, an uncle like me can physically muster the energy and peel back the nihilistic cynicism to buy into any kind of hype these days. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be pretty good. It's like,
yeah, if at the very least you can maintain like the action, and I like the overall like strategy that we got in this first episode, seeing these different like tactics and
you say that, but like they didn't really do a lot with, like, they're like, oh, the Demon Lord is smart or something. Like they give the illusion that there is tactics going on, but they don't really do a lot of like it's just like, oh, we got the hammer lightning rod things and then we're gonna shoot them.
That's more than you usually get in terms of just like, okay, there are the demon things, charge and fight them. They're like, okay, let's deal with this, let's use some ranged attack firsts. We're gonna set up across this river, and then we're gonna take out as much of their ranks as possible before they get here, and then we're gonna have to go into close combat and probably get wiped.
So what was the like second was JJK? Was that less popular than what Sentenced to Be a Hero?
I mean, probably not, but it's also like a second season, and I don't care about Jujutsu Kaisen.
We just need to send like
a third season.
We just need to send someone to check on Studio Mappa, because like I don't know what fucking sorcery they're concocting over there. I don't know how they keep making shit. They made like 8 things last year.
Yeah, they're a big studio. They're the new A1 Pictures.
Except A1 Pictures didn't have shit like the Reze movie come out immediately before the fucking Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, which is also fucking just like Prestige Slop.
We're just calling everything slop now, aren't we?
Yeah, everything's slop.
Everything is slop. I mean, is it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it basically was just like the first like quarter of the episode is like no dialogue, and it's just him like washing his hands with blood, and then he goes into action sequences. It starts in media res, then it goes back like it's fucking, was it Memento or what's that fucking one that's a total out of order or whatever? Does all this extra shit just to be like, all right, now we're playing like a death game now, the Culling Game. Here are the rules.
Yeah, if only I gave literally any shits about Jujutsu Kaisen, this would be the coolest thing ever to me.
No,
but I think I watched a few episodes of season 2 just like at a Discord call a while back, and I'm like, they're doing like Gurren Lagann references, and Jesus Christ, am I bored?
I like JJK all right. I think it's good.
Let me tell you about something that's much better than Jujutsu Kaisen, though.
Sex?
Journal with Witch is honestly, I would say it's my anime of the season, at least so far, having seen 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solidly anime of the season for me right now. I don't anticipate anything usurping it unless I guess JJK could if it just like went fucking crazy or something, but
yeah, I mean, there's some other really good stuff airing this season, but I mean, even just that first episode of Journal with Witch was really great. I guess we should this is less popular, so maybe we should explain it. It's basically about this girl, her parents die in a car accident, and she moves in with her aunt, who had a strained relationship with her mother. She moves in, and her aunt is an author, and her aunt is basically encouraging her to like start journaling as like a way to like process her emotions. And so far, it's only been 2 episodes. We've only kind of gotten like bits and pieces, but part of the show is that the main girl, she's just a 15-year-old girl, and she's processing the death of her parents in her own way. It's not like she's not just weeping constantly and is constantly depressed, at least not from her own perspective. There's some stuff in the second episode where it's like kind of revealed like, oh, she's been sleeping a lot. She's processing this in her own way, and at the same time her aunt is doing so as well, because, you know, she's now lost her, even though they weren't particularly close. I think she even says that she fucking hated her sister in the first episode.
Well, hints at like some abuse might have been, so like maybe they had a strained relationship because she was just not a very pleasant person.
That's kind of that seems to be the vibe. It's again, we could be wrong, but the implication seems to be that her mother was not the most amicable person in the world.
I mean, she literally said in the last episode, she said something like, "Oh, this is one of those like, oh, you can't do anything right kind. You can't even do something simple like this right kind of thing," which sounds very verbally abusive. It's like, oh, that's not not what you want to hear from your mother.
So it's a very complex show, very subtle show is what I would say. It's a very, very nice character drama. It looks really good. There's a bit in the first episode, and I appreciate the kind of, it's not necessarily surrealist imagery, but it's very there's like dreamlike portions where she's like staring at the blank lines. The main girl, she's staring at the blank lines in her notebook, trying to think of stuff to write. And you just see the camera like pans across those lines in the notebook, and they just steadily become like the rippling dunes in a desert, and it's her like walking.
It's good
through
at
this desert
visualizing like these complex emotions without just straight up saying it. I mean, they do like say enough where you know like generally where their headspace is at, but it's more visualizing it through like this desert imagery. And weirdly enough, like the last episode, she's like listening to them talk. She's like, oh, it's almost like they're speaking a foreign language. And she's like imagining them at like as merchants in some like Arabian marketplace or something. Like that's a bit weird.
It's like Marco
but okay,
Polo.
Sure.
You do fun things like that. And so far I just really like the dynamic between the main two characters and how they are going about trying to navigate this whole situation.
Yeah. They handle... I like her... They're like trying to process it, and it's almost like they're almost on the spectrum, it feels like. Yeah. Because she's like... specifically the daughter character, not... Maybe the author character a bit as well, but like... No, she's just like, oh, I've never heard adults talking as friends, and like she's approaching it from a very like obtuse angle, kind of. Like, it doesn't feel very like natural. Like, I feel like naturally someone might approach that and be like, oh, I've not really like encountered like adults speaking so casually, I guess.
Yeah,
but, like, the way she says
you
it
get the sense that this is because. Like her, like this is informed by like how her mother seems to like have interacted with other people, and I appreciate that they're not just immediately divulging everything about their relationship, her relationship with her mother, or the author's aunt's relationship with her sister,
right?
And so we're just kind of getting like bits and pieces, like at the second episode, and you get to a sense that the daughter is also suppressing stuff as well, because there's this bit in the second episode where she's trying to remember what her mother's gyoza was like, and it's just like it doesn't exist in her memory. It's just like little question marks.
She can't remember eating anything.
Yeah, it's like, what did she put in the gyoza and stuff? So there's almost like a amnesiac.
I'd say more like repression. Yeah, there's like a repression.
And again, it's not overtly stated. It is like this is stuff that you're like reading into, at least so far. Like before it's like the aunt character brings up that the main girl has been sleeping a lot. That's like not something I had really noticed, because the story is so much from her own perspective, and it's like she's not even noticing that herself is spending like so much time just asleep, which is a very
it also
obvious,
jumps
like,
around a lot, so like it does, but hard for us to actually determine how much she is sleeping in like relation, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's a very obvious like depressive response to something like this, but again, it's not outright being like, well, she's clearly depressed,
right?
Which I like.
I mean, it makes it pretty clear from the fact she's like, oh, I'm trying to think of a way to like write something to write down, but I just think I'm in the desert, and then I just feel like I'm all alone. And I can't figure out where to go.
Oh no, it is obvious, but it's not spelling that out. It's like very just easy to infer through these different sorts of stuff. Grantedly, which this is not a problem to have obvious metaphors by any means. Listen,
it's not spelling it out. It's just drawing a bunch of lines and making one of those really cool S's.
What could it possibly mean? That this character has anxieties about returning home for the first time after her parents suddenly died in a car crash.
Gee, I wonder why she's imagining she's alone in the desert.
Yeah, what could this possibly... I'm a fucking... can you tell me what's happening? I don't understand.
Well, she's like a novelist, so she's just... I don't know, maybe she just likes deserts.
It's like artsy fartsy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe she just really likes sand. She's a big fan of sand.
It did make me think about, because like the character, the two adult characters are talking to each other, and they sound like basically like Valley Girl kind of like, I mean, not the accent, but like the way they're talking is like 2010s like normie core shit. Like even like in the first episode, she's sense. Like, "Can you sing Justin Bieber?"
Yeah, can you sing Baby?
You sing Baby?
He goes, "Bet,
bet." But no, like they're talking to each other like that, and then fucking she's like, "Oh, they have like their own language," and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm old, aren't
I?" So what we're saying is this show is Unk Slop.
Sounds Unk Slop,
Auntie Slop.
That was the moment I realized I was old, when fucking the autistic teenager in this anime was like, it's like a foreign language when they're singing the gram.
Just trying to converse with a skibbity toilet, and you're like, "What the fuck are you talking?" It is also worth mentioning this is a rare, fairly rare, I'd say, josei manga adaptation.
Do we have any josei last season? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did. I don't think we have any this season apart from
Plus
this
Size
one.
Misadventures in Love. I think that was shoujo.
Yes, I believe so.
That would have been the only one that could have been josei.
Yeah, there might be some novel, like light novels that have josei manga adaptations. But nothing that's just from a josei manga originally.
There's not a lot of josei in gen. Like I think there's only like fucking 100 or 200 josei adaptations.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just characters talking. Like the part of this did also make me think back to like Rakugo. Rakugo is a very similar thing in terms of this is characters dealing with trauma and loss, and it's just them talking, and it's wonderful.
Oh, that Dinner Detective was a josei.
Oh, how unfortunate.
How unfortunate.
How unfortunate. Yeah, this is I would be pleasantly surprised if anything ends up usurping this for my anime of the season, because it's very damn good. The writing is very strong. The overall visual presence, it's not like crazy visuals, but it looks very nice, and I appreciate like the abstract imagination land stuff.
Yeah, being able to visualize like these complex emotions is already like an achievement in itself, I guess. Even if it's not like that, it's not that avant-garde or anything. It's not like, oh, this visceral experience is really fucking. It's just nice visually.
Speaking of things that are nice visually, Fate Strange Fake, the new Fate entry. I've never seen Fate before. I don't know anything that's going on.
It's Fate.
It's Fate. I've seen I've seen Unlimited Blade Works, and I've seen the Heaven's Feel movies.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I understand what's
Heaven's Feel.
No, but people are saying this is like incomprehensible if you've never seen Fate before, not understanding the fact that Fate is fucking incomprehensible.
Listen, you don't like, get the lore of when they're talking about.
People are gonna, if they haven't played Tsukihami, they're not gonna know what a dead apostle is. And they're just like, oh, he's a vampire. Okay, I know. He's a vampire. You just gave it a funny name, but he's a vampire. I understand. There is some stuff though. I will say, there is some stuff about Fate Strange Fake where it's doing certain things. There's a meta layer to it where it's doing certain things differently, or it has like a little bit more of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of absurdist take on certain things. Like in the first episode, you just have like characters being arrested by the regular police. Yeah, and it's like, that's not something that's like something that you wouldn't see in like a Fate Zero or Fate Stay Night. So it's already kind of like messing around with the admittedly, like the joke about Fate is that there are these rules, but the rules don't really matter. But there's almost like metatextual rules that Fate Strange Fake is then acknowledging and then messing around with.
Yeah,
like you can't have characters arrested, or I think at one point in the second episode, the caster character, who I think is supposed to be an author of some sort. He's like, that's the author's job, is to fucking take these rules and break them. So now every character gets a noble phantasm. Fuck it, why not?
Well, they all have noble phantasm.
Yeah.
That was already in there.
But no, now it's just like the regular police have noble phantasms.
Well, no, I think they're just saying they're like noble phantasm level. I think is what they're trying to say. Like they're escalating the power scaling. Now even the normies have noble phantasms.
Which, granted, they're not regular. They are like mage cops, but in the context of the show, they are also just regular. Also, the show takes place in Las Vegas. I know it's called Snowfield. It's Las Vegas.
Actually, that's probably just like that caster's ability. He probably is just because it's similar to I think Assassin or some or no I guess it'd be more similar to Ryder in Fate Zero, where like all of his army are noble spirits that have their own noble phantasms or whatever. Whereas this caster, I guess this caster is like a hacker kind of thing. So he's like, I've made a noble phantasms for you, all your men to use.
Or even you have stuff like the assassin character in episode 2. She says something like she's like avenging or like doing something with like her past incarnations, and it feels very reflective of the fact that assassins do not win the Grail Wars.
No, they're usually like the weakest character.
They're like the weakest characters. They're always like evil and stuff. So it feels very reflective of that. It is doing a lot of interesting things if you are familiar with the Fate franchise that you can pick up and be like, oh, so it's kind of like subverting this, or it's flaunting this rule, or it's doing something funny with this character. But it's not, I would not say that it's like necessary that you need to be like super familiar with Fate in order to get into this. Because I think what people tend to forget is like, if you're watching Fate, or presumably if you're playing the visual novel, you are just being bombarded with all these like terms and concepts, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is information overload.
Well, to be fair with the visual novel, they do give you like a compendium in the game that you can go reference, I guess, if you are like, why are we saying this term? And then you go look in the fucking built-in Wikipedia page or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
So you get more resources to navigate through that shit.
Basically tacitly acknowledging the fact that there's a lot of esoteric shit in the Fate franchise.
Which if you're autistic and you're into that, go for it. But
if you are a functioning human being, if you have like an IQ above 90 and you can parse context clues, it's easy to understand what is going on in the show. Basically, it's battle royale in Las Vegas with magicians, with wizards, and historical characters.
I was saying it is interesting to see Gil in this context outside of the Fate. Which I guess like he was in
outside of like the Fate Zero,
Babylonia or whatever. Yeah. I didn't watch that, so I didn't see him as caster, but like it's interesting seeing it because I'm like, oh yeah, he was like supposed to be corrupted into Fate route, so he is like, especially in the visual, like Fate Zero, a little less so, but he's also like not really in that as much. But like in the Fate, like the Fate and Heaven's Field and all that, like he's corrupted and not the same. He's not like really like a heroic spirit at that point. He is, but he isn't. So it's interesting to see him in this context where he's just like interacting with his the master or whatever, and he's just like, oh, you shouldn't bow to anybody.
He has this very like much more magnanimous personality. I think that's magnanimous. Yeah. While also still being very pompous and arrogant.
Yeah.
But he also says like I'm fine with doing whatever as long as I'm with my friend. I think referring to Enkidu. the is that who the character's name is in the legend, in the epic?
Yeah.
Gilgamesh is who I think is also supposed to be in this. It is worth noting that this is the author of not Danganronpa, Jesus Christ.
I would kill myself. Oh my god.
Durarara and Baccano. And it's interesting to me, I have not seen Fate Zero, but my impression is that Ryogo Narita and Gen Urobuchi exist on this spectrum of Chunibyo, where Urobuchi is very like depressive and then Narita is very manic about it.
Yeah. Well, this is edgy in like a silly way, where you get like the fucking Lolita character on the bed being like, I'm pulling the strings, and you get like the fucking dude in the suit that's like, bravo, I'm clapping and like ripping people's arms off
Eating
and like
swords
licking
and
blades.
stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, sure, why not?
It's very cartoonish and it's played off that way. Whereas you could imagine in like something like that in Fate Zero, it would be played hyper straight and be super edgy and brooding about it.
It would have been very edgy. I also don't know if it would have been quite to that extreme for what it's worth.
But it is interesting, and my expectation for, I mean, it's also kind of built into the name, strange fake, that it is going to be like it started as a April Fool's joke, I think. Even I've seen that passed around on Twitter. I've not looked into it. I can't verify that. It could just be a bullshit rumor.
Can't believe
but you can see that it is like it does have a very like tongue-in-cheek kind of feel to it, while not necessarily being like completely satirical or not taking anything seriously.
Is this gonna be like a fake Holy Grail war? Is that what we're going for?
Probably. I think that's probably like the idea. In terms of what that actually fucking means, God knows.
Yeah. Don't try to follow the Fate timeline.
I don't even know if this takes place in the same I think it takes place in the same universe, but who knows? Who knows? Again, the rules don't matter. Just sit back and enjoy it and have fun.
Just turn your brain off and enjoy the flashy visuals. That's
if there's stuff you don't understand, it's fine. I don't understand it either.
This isn't Cooking with the Emmys. You're not supposed to think about it that deep.
It's not Carnival Phantasm.
Listen, it's not Prismilia, you know.
Yeah. It's not, you know, like the core, one of the core essential works of the Fate franchise. But it's fun. I'm looking forward to see where it goes. Is it going to be 1 or 2 core?
It just says 13 episodes right now, but
okay.
Who knows?
That could be 2 core. Yeah. I mean, this did have a really funny release schedule where there's the prequel special that we still have not seen. We probably should go watch that.
We watched something.
1 came out.
But it was like
episode 1 came out like over a year ago.
Right.
We watched that and we're like, oh man, I can't wait for this to start. And then a year goes by and now we can finally fucking watch it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
I have no idea.
It didn't really build hype.
No, it was more so just like, thanks for letting us know this still exists.
I'm glad to know this is a thing that exists.
Yeah. But I'm looking. If it has the same sort of chaotic absurdity as like a Bakano or Dorarara, I think I will enjoy this possibly even more than I enjoyed like the Ufotable anime. Because I don't know. I thought like Unlimited Blade Works is fine. I like the Heaven's Feel movies more, but they're not necessarily like my favorite things ever. And if this just ends up being a lot kind of like sillier in some ways, then I'll probably enjoy it more.
See, I kind of like the idealist challenging of Unlimited Blade Works and Zero and stuff, so I don't anticipate liking this more.
See, I don't give a shit about that pretentious nonsense. I want to see these characters just basically be like smashing action figures together.
Shiro's an interesting character. I mean, fucking like broken.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably also like isn't there's a lot more like the cooking and slice of life stuff in the visual novel too, isn't there?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, which I think that they cut a lot of that out of the anime, and I think that's probably the stuff that I would enjoy the most is like the slice of life characters just dicking around stuff. Because what we did get of that in like Unlimited Blade Works, that was like my favorite part of the show.
Well, they also cut the educated prostitute and mollusk stuff from the movie. So
the what?
Yeah, the educated prostitute and mollusk stuff.
Are you telling me Ween is part of the Fate universe?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Yes.
What? Oh. Well, what do you want to talk about next, Mumi?
We could talk about the most unfortunate anime, Tamon-kun Ima Docchi or whatever.
Oh, Tamon's Beast. Why do you say unfortunate?
I don't want to like this anime.
Why do you not? I do not want to like gender swapped Bocchi the Rock.
Gender swap because it's about fucking idol shit. I don't really generally like.
It's about
idol
idols. It's like, and it's also like dude idol. Like, what do we watch? We watched that Dark Moon show as well this season, which is like a K-pop kind of thing. It's like the members of a K-pop group, but not really, and they're vampires, and it's like a reverse harem thing. I did not give a shit about that.
I literally did not get the appeal to that. Even like if you reverse the genders, I'm like, well, who wants to watch this Dark Moon shit? Like, even if it's like hot women, I'd be like, this is the worst fucking thing I've seen in my life. I don't understand. But this is like based on fucking actual idols, like shit, like not characters of like the idols presenting or whatever.
Yeah. Because the basic premise is the main girl is a big fan of this idol group, and she just basically just gets like a job, like a part-time job as in high school, as like a cleaning lady, basically. Yeah,
she's trying to pay for like the tickets that she won the lottery for. For. And so she starts like she fills in part-time for like an old lady who had the doctor's thing or something. That was like a cleaning lady.
But then she ends up cleaning she ends up being the cleaning lady for the house of her idol, and it's a don't meet your hero situation kinda, but he's not an asshole, he's just incredibly anxious.
He's like a shut-in meat, basically.
Yeah, he's not well put together. He's got some problems. So you get this interesting dynamic of him basically being a fucking walking hot mess, and then her like literally idolizing him and being like, listen, you fucker, you need to cheer the fuck up. You need to put on that fucking idol face right now. You're not, because wasn't he like considering like ducking out or like leaving the industry or something?
No, she thinks she's worried that he's so anxious that he will, but I think that the implication is that he's just that way all the time. But like, she's obviously just met him, so she's kind of like, oh god, I can't. If he doesn't go to the fucking event, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I gotta convince him to go.
So you get these very over the top interactions between the two, that are very funny and charming.
It's very rose tinted. It's very like a love letter to fandom, idol fandom or whatever.
Are you telling me this is not the deep dark deconstruction of the idol industry that is Oshi no Ko?
Well, no, I'm not even the idol industry stuff. But like even just like the fan, because like she idolizes him, but she's also like, don't underestimate my fandom, because even though you're a fucking freak loser who fucking cries in the corner and grows mushrooms out of his ass because he doesn't move, he can't fucking cook nuggies for himself, I fucking love you anyway. And this is like very idealized, not idolized. But yeah, it's very rose tinted in that regard.
If you're someone who is really invested in the themes of Perfect Blue, you might hate this.
Yeah, no.
You might feel like it was disgusting, but I don't know. Learn to separate fiction from reality.
I like that this is JC staff, and this is like where all the budget for fucking One Punch Man season 3 was going.
This is
there's
one
some really
of the best
good cuts
looking
in
shows
this.
of the season.
I wouldn't quite go that far. I mean, it's good looking.
I would say it's a very good looking show. I guess there's like just a lot of good looking stuff this season, but
it had good.
It's a very good looking show.
It wasn't generally like high quality all the time. Like you have the fucking CGI idol dance shit, and I'm like,
I shouldn't know that. I mean that was also. I mean,
it's whatever.
You can't make that criticism.
Wait, why not?
You're not allowed to criticize CG dance sequences. God damn it!
Why not?
Because that's just what they do now.
Yeah, but like they have good CG dance sequences.
I think it is literally meant to be the point. Like I have a theory
it's supposed to look bad?
that it's not supposed to look. No, you only say it looks bad because it looks CG. Whereas I think it's supposed to be CG. I literally just said there is good CGI
dance sequences, and this is not it. Like, they've had good CGI in Love Live.
Have I seen anything of Love Live?
You haven't even seen, like, the fucking like music videos they've done.
No, I'm not a Love Live guy. I like the character designs on Idolmaster more.
I mean, it might be
anime.
fair to say like it's not fair to compare JC Staff's outsourced CGI or whatever to the fucking monolith behemoth that is Sunrise dumping their budget.
Sure. But I'm saying that like the industry in general, I think, has moved towards having CG for dance sequences specifically because of like some just general association where it's like, yeah, it's a dance sequence. Why wouldn't it be CG?
Because it would look better if it. Okay, the best idol dance sequence I have ever seen in an anime.
Yes,
was in Beyond the Boundary from 2014.
Okay, I thought you were going to say something like, "Do you remember love?" And I was going to cave your head in with a rock.
No.
Okay.
The fuck? That's not a dance sequence. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Is there not a dance sequence in Do You Remember Love?
No. She's like a actual pop idol. She's not a fucking like K-pop dance. This is the 80s.
Sure.
This is before they had like.
Well, I know. That's why I was going to cave your head in.
The fuck? The fuck you think? What the fuck you take me for? The fuck is this shit? If I was saying diegetic music sequences, sure, I would say Do You Remember Love? That's not a dance sequence. They didn't introduce dance sequences in Macross until Macross Delta, right? I guess no. Cheryl Nome, I guess, was a bit of a like she was. Yeah, I don't think they did before that. So I guess Frontier, but they did have like an idol group in Delta, and it's not good. I wouldn't say Delta, no. Beyond the Boundary is great though. I would say not the show, but that dance sequence.
I would say the show overall looks really good. There's some really interesting. There's some like very nice like perspective stuff for certain cuts that I really liked. But the reason we bring this up is because what happened to One Punch Man then?
They were putting all their money into this. They were.
It's the funniest fucking thing. I saw that and I was like, oh my fucking god, that is. The fact that this looks so good, which is this a shoujo manga adaptation? I've not looked into this at all.
This is a manga adaptation. It is. Fucking! I hate. It is shoujo, yeah.
Yeah. All right. One Punch fan century of humiliation.
I'm kind of annoyed that fucking AniList does not show like the demographic on the like production.
It doesn't list
stuff.
it as a demographic. It lists it as like a Yeah, it's just a tag, which I don't really.
It's fucking annoying.
Like, at the very least, on the manga page for something, it should be like listed if there's like a demographic associated with that publication.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I think Wikipedia for some reason lists like Pixiv's manga publication thing as a josei publication, which I don't get that at all.
It's Pixiv, I guess.
Yeah. The show is very fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that I like it as much as I do. This is not right.
So let's talk about something that I think we both kind of have mixed something that we like, but we have kind of mixed feelings on why we like it. Shibou Yuugi.
Shiba Yugi.
Yeah.
Shibou Yugi. That one.
Shibou Yugi. Yeah.
See, I'm not used to these names yet, so I'm having the.
You literally list everything out in Japanese.
Yeah, that's how I get used to the names, but I'm not used to them yet. It's the fucking first episode. There was like 30 things. I don't read Japanese.
So Shibou Yugi is basically a show about girls who get put in these saw trap death game things, although they don't necessarily need to kill one another unless the circumstances arrive in which they do need to kill one another. But they're basically escape rooms. Yeah. In a sense. They're deadly escape rooms. And the main girl, she just likes doing them, I guess, and wants to win 99 of them for some. Listen,
you come across people like that really just like escape rooms for some reason. I don't judge them. I mean, kind of lame, but like, you know, you like escape rooms. You like some people like jerking off. Some people like going to escape rooms. I don't know.
Except these escape rooms will fucking kill you. So
no,
it's very
no,
edgy.
they don't kill you. You kill each other.
No,
like,
no, these
it's like a
escape rooms
gun.
do kill
It's like
you.
the fuck. Okay, it's like the NRA, right? Guns don't kill people. People kill people. The escape room doesn't kill people.
We're doing the Saw thing where it's like Jigsaw's never actually killed anyone.
I never killed a man in my life.
You literally poisoned a man in the first movie.
Well, I gave him the antidote.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, but you hid the antidote in like 1,000 antidotes. What do you mean you gave him the antidote? How the fuck is he reasonably supposed to fucking administer it?
You're going in the next trap. Fuck.
You like to argue.
Very edgy. There are very violent deaths in the first episode, but you don't see any gore or whatever because whenever they're injured, their blood basically turns into cotton.
No.
There's a very strong metaphor here of them.
Their organs and stuff have been replaced by cotton, so they can reattach like their arms and stuff if they get cut off.
Yeah,
but
they're basically dolls. There's a clear metaphor here because they're also all in maid outfits. They're dolls, and like people are watching them try to navigate this escape room death game thing for their own entertainment.
I wonder what they're trying to say with that.
I don't think they're trying to say anything. I think you're reading into it too deeply.
You think so? I don't know. Like,
so it's very edgy.
Very edgy.
It's very edgy. And usually this is not the kind of thing that I think either of us would be particularly interested in watching, except for the fact that it is immaculately well directed.
Yeah, it's directorial slop.
It's Kino slop. So this is the same director, Sota Oeno, who directed 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. He directed
Days with My Stepsister.
Days with My Stepsister.
Days with Our Stepsisters.
Days with Our Stepsister. Yes, of course. Days with My Stepsister. And I remember when we talked about that, our impression was this has some really interesting direction in terms of the way the stylization and the way certain things are presented, the overall
very
shot
voyeuristic
composition.
Yeah, like there be shots where you're like in the other room watching their conversation.
The tone is very like quiet, and we're just kind of watching these characters like talk from very far away.
This has some of that, but it doesn't have that same feeling, which is kind of weird because like you do have that voyeuristic element where it's like people are watching them do this for their own amusement. And you could just lean into like the meta aspect of like, oh yeah, we are watching them do this for our own amusement. But it doesn't do it quite as much as you would think. Like it does. It's not that it doesn't do it at all. But there is a lot of shots
like you get like
that are like very.
You
close.
get like a lot of these shots that are very far away. And it's like the way that they do. I made the joke that it looks like those like you remember those old anime silhouette like desktop backgrounds. There'd be like
the vector image stuff. Yeah,
the vector images. It does that stuff, and I think the idea is that it's meant to be going along with this voyeuristic theming while also being like dehumanizing as well.
I made a joke that it looked like the fucking cutscenes in Ghost Trick. Like the very like just rudimentary colored people that are like don't have outlines or facial detail or anything. They're just colored.
So that's our main thing here. It's very the presentation almost felt very Shaft-esque at points between just the overall set design has this very like Victorian, fucked up weird Victorian feel to it. Obviously, again, they're all in maid outfits. They do like the text on screen where it's like basically counting through every scene, like all 23 scenes in the episode or something like that.
At least first episode.
In the first episode, some interesting music choices towards the end, which also feels like something I would see out of like something Akiyuki Shinbo would direct. Very strong presentation. And if it were not for that very strong presentation, we would not be watching this because the script itself it's fine. It's fine. It's not, we weren't particularly enraptured by it. It's not like we weren't particularly attached to the characters. The main character herself has just a very like muted personality. There are some interesting layers in terms of like her talking to other characters as being like a way like for her just to like kind of like talk to herself as well.
Yeah. Like we did talk about like she's talking to that Kinko character at one point. She's like, yeah, don't pray for him or else you'll regret it or whatever, and it'll make you weaker.
Yeah. These are her own rationalizations because she's been through this game like 23 times already.
Yeah.
So there is some. It's kind of a question of what is the story going to do. It's tonally, at least looking at the manga, and I'm going to assume the manga is more similar to the light novel in terms of tone. The manga has a lot of fan service and more comedy in it. And Days with My Stepsister, also the anime adaptation, took pretty strong creative liberties with the tone. If you watch the original YouTube series, it has a much like greater vibe as like it's closer to like the one thing that we watched where the girl can speak Russian or whatever. Remember that? Yeah. Has like a tone similar to that in the YouTube series, whereas the anime adaptation for Days with My Stepsister is completely different.
Very dramatic.
And I'm imagining that the tone for this anime adaptation is also exceptionally different from how it comes across in the light novel. So I'm interested in seeing where the story goes, if every episode is basically just going to be a different game. If we start at some point, maybe towards the end, getting into like, well, why are these games happening? Who's behind them? Is she going to start fighting against the people who are putting on these games at some point?
Yeah. I don't really care about any of that.
I don't care. But it's cool to look at.
I feel like I'm just engaging with this similar to how we engage with Nausea, except it doesn't have the mechanics aspect to kind of like discuss and talk about. I also think
the characters are also, I think, more charming in Nausea because it's a time loop, so we spend more time with them, whereas the characters in this are, I mean, again, they are literally fodder. They are dolls. They are filled with cotton.
I do appreciate some of the directorial decisions they're doing. Like, I think we said like someone was saying when we group watched it that they actually like kind of expand on things more in the manga, where like we were kind of confused on exactly how what exactly Kinko did because she lost a hand, and I was like,
she loses a hand at one point, and it's not really clear why that happened. It's much more, the direction is much more just focused on the main character and what she can like see around her.
Right.
So if there's some things that she can't see, then it's not necessarily going to be shown to the audience either, and you're left to infer that for yourself.
Well, they do show it, but like it's kind of quick, and then like visually it's not super very distinct. So it's like when we went through a second time, I was like, oh, okay, that's where it happened. But like in the moment, it was kind of hard to like see where you're like, what the fuck's going on? I also don't really know why she did it.
I think the idea is like she needed to do it in order to reach the keys,
but she didn't know that she needed to do that because she wasn't there when the key got put back, and the other girl was like reaching for it. I think the keys are like
maybe she has like, well, no, because she's also smaller, so maybe like just her like her wingspan isn't enough to like reach in all the way. But yeah, that being said, the show is very edgy, despite not having really any gore technically.
Right.
Some genuinely disturbing moments in the first episode, I would say. Just those blood-curdling screams at one point. Pretty fucked up. Also not necessarily a good motivation for me to want to watch this, though.
Just like, you don't like watching girls suffer?
Why do I want to watch the... Yeah, it's just going to make me feel bad.
Don't make me feel bad.
Not exactly a strong motivation for me to watch something, but I'll stick around because I think this director is very interesting. He has a lot of potential, and he's demonstrated pretty clearly between this first episode and Days with My Stepsister that he is some interesting proclivities in terms of how to approach putting an anime together visually. That is exciting to see for a new director that only cropped up within the last few years.
I mean, you
I
say
think he also started as like a production assistant as well. I don't think he started from like the traditional like animator track.
I mean, you say you don't like it makes you feel bad, but you got it in like your top 10. You got like
This is true.
like number 8.
Again,
like,
that presentation it is eye candy to watch. I mean, to a certain extent, it's also like there is a bit of like Schadenfreude and like kind of dark humor to it. Like when whatever that fucking song is at the end of the episode kicks in, I'm like, this feels like we need to watch the movie Funny Games.
Okay,
I think I talked about that.
Well, you know that song, Okay, Sela?
I didn't know. I couldn't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Oh, okay, you just remember the name of it. Okay, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
You do know the song, right?
Yeah, but it is kind of fun to watch them suffer. But I'm not. That's also from a very removed It's also from a very removed perspective of I don't really care about these characters that much either.
Well, they try to make you because they're cute little.
Yeah, we get like the backstory, and as soon as we get the backstory, I'm like, all right, just hoist that death flag, get that up nice there, and then oh my gosh, that character ends up dying.
Oh my, who would have saw this coming?
Who could have ever seen this coming?
It was okay.
Let's want something nicer. Let's talk about the Mr. Lizard anime.
Mr. Lizard anime.
It's Mr. Lizard.
Maou no Musume. Sorry, no
Musume.
Yeah,
I went into this completely blind. I had no idea what was going on. And then when I saw her pick the lizard up, when I saw the Demon King's daughter pick the lizard up out of the river, I'm like, wait a minute, is this the fucking Mr. Lizard? This is getting an anime adaptation? Holy fucking shit. And
Fake Mr.
This is the
Lizard
cutest thing
fan.
ever.
Oh my god.
This is the cutest thing I've ever seen. It's so wholesome and nice to the point that it's almost too much. It's almost too sweet.
Gave me diabetes, I think, in the first episode.
Start
like a whole fucking musical sequence playing hide and seek.
Oh my god! The premise of the show, it's the Demon King's daughter, and she's too nice, and the Demon King is like, I need my daughter to grow up to be cruel and evil because I'm the Demon King and stuff. At one point in the episode, she just gives an old woman the ability to walk again.
She just heals her. She's Jesus.
Just heals her.
It's a miracle.
She's so nice. She's like, now I can come over and play more. And
she's
stuff.
so adorable.
Like,
she brought life to inanimate objects.
Yeah, it is insanely adorable, insanely healing to the point that it borders on being off-putting. Where I'm like, this is too much. You're like causing me harm. It's like an overflow problem. You're causing me harm now.
This is an ONA too.
Oh yeah, I guess it is technically.
This and that Tamon one are. There are a lot more ONAs going on nowadays. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I guess because these are just like, I mean, as long as they're not doing the fucking Netflix thing of releasing it all at once, and then we're like, I don't know how to schedule this. I guess we're just not gonna fucking watch it. As long as they're releasing it weekly, that's fine. But I guess it is interesting that we are getting more ONAs that are just like otherwise regular TV series.
Yeah.
Which these might also be airing on TV. It might be a situation where they come out on like, I don't know, Nico or whatever the fuck first, and then they air like later, like maybe like a day later on TV.
That happens occasionally.
But yeah, the show is, if you have seen the Mr. Lizard image on Twitter or wherever, and you have reposted "It's Mr. Lizard" for good luck, you should watch the show.
I've never seen that image.
You have never seen that image before?
No.
I guess, I mean, that explains why you're so fucking unlucky, you jobless piece of shit.
That's why I'm not because I'm not on Twitter.
I mean, I've seen this posted just like, not even on Twitter, just like on Discord and stuff. It's a common image to just share around.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I guess Mumi just has a heart, and that's why Mumi has a heart of coal.
I'm not the one that just said I enjoy watching fucking girls suffer, alright?
What next? Do we want to talk about monkey anime?
Darwin Jihen.
The Darwin incident.
The Darwin jihad.
The Darwin jihad. I don't know how to explain this show. It's about a chimpanzee human hybrid that gets broken out of a,
all right.
Yeah,
right.
humanzee, and he gets broken out of a testing facility or something, by animal rights activist terrorists. They break him out, and then he's being raised by scientists or something, and now he's going to school in America, and he's trying to adjust to regular school life. But god damn it, there are bullies at the school that are going to engage him in philosophical debate about veganism.
I mean, I feel like his more pressing issue is the eco-terrorist organization that are about to go after him. But the bullies are probably not helping.
Know that yet.
No.
I thought the show was a lot. I feel like this is what Orb should have been in terms of, you have these like philosophical debates, but it's couched in this absurd premise and presentation of like, yeah, why is this school bully just coming up to him at lunch and being like, okay, so you don't want to hurt animals, but what if there was a rat with a horrific disease that was running up and about to bite you? Would you kill it then? Like, why are bullies engaging? Yeah, why are bullies Ben Shapiroing our main character? I was debate bro tactics.
Admittedly, I was thinking when we were watching Orb that this was missing a humanzee character. Like Raphael should have just been a human chimpanzee hybrid.
I think I would agree. That is what this show is missing. It would have made Orb a lot funnier. Yeah, it's like couching these like weirdly heady philosophical ideas in a fucking comical premise, and it's very over the top. I think the animal rights terrorists, PETA gone crazy. They like blow up a building. They blow up a building at the end of the episode, and they're like, there were children that were harmed in that blast, and the leader of the group is like, and there were animals harmed in that blast too. Why are you grieving for them? Yeah, it's so
very like Twitter racism thing, racist trap, where it's like, why are you focused on the white people? Like, whoa, hold on.
It's absurd to the point of being satirical. So it's like it has these interesting ideas, but it's also like we don't need to be super serious about it. So I was just laughing. I was laughing throughout the episode and being like, this is so dumb, while also kind of being thought-provoking. It's doing it in a way where it doesn't feel it doesn't feel up its own ass or pretentious about it. And I think that's why I'm not negative about it.
I haven't decided how I feel about it because I need to see how satirical, because it very clearly is like he's in a fucking stereotypical like 90s American high school.
Yeah.
But you get like, there's like a fucking one of the highest people characters on this cast list is a fucking sheriff looking character. It's just like we're very clearly going for a specific sort of feel. I'll have to just see how that plays out before I can decide if
real Americans react to the Darwin incident.
Americans react.
Mm-hmm. If it can maintain that tone, and from what I understand, the manga just gets even crazier as it goes on, and if it does just end up getting crazier, I am blocked the fuck in.
We'll have to see.
It doesn't look. Admittedly, it does not look great. So it's mostly just going to be carried on. The events that are happening being particularly entertaining. Although I do like the main character. He just is kind of like an ordinary guy, kind of just keeps to himself, quiet. Has the same voice actor as Frieren, which is kind of funny to me.
Oh, it's the same director as Toa no Yogure.
Yes, it is. And he's also directed like several JoJo parts, and it's like, okay, sure, why not?
Planetarian, why not?
Yeah, why not? Mumi, what do you think about the Yashike this season of washing clothes?
I've got mixed feelings. Like, after the first episode, I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to make of it because this is a Yashike, like a healing slice of life that has like, you know, it's about them working in a laundry mat essentially.
Yeah, it's an independent one woman operation dry cleaning store.
Yeah, it's based on them being a laundromat. The most obvious comparison is to stuff like Aria or like a Manchu or whatever.
Yeah, especially because it's like it's set in this very like breezy, like coastal town, kind of a smaller town. Everyone knows each other. Everyone's very nice.
Very idyllic, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about like those though, being a gondolier, an undine or whatever is a real job, but it's so far removed from like your everyday life. It might as well not be a real job, right? Like it's so specific and niche. And then stuff like Tamayura and the Manchu are not about jobs or about hobbies. This is like kind of in a weird spot where it almost feel like it's idealizing a blue collar job in a way. And it's like, in some ways it's kind of like, I feel like less with episode 2. But it is feel like it is like balancing that line where it could tip over. I feel like it's with episode 2, we watched that today. I feel like it's balancing out and it doesn't feel quite that way. But like conceptually,
it feels much more like the idea of her being like a workaholic it definitely feels like a core component of the show and her character.
It is like, I don't know anything but work.
Yeah,
I lost my memories but work.
Oh yeah, because the main girl's also just has amnesia, and I guess we'll learn more about that as it goes on.
It is an interesting setup. I do like it more with the second episode because like it is very much kind of like what we were saying, where it's like I guess they're gonna try to lead more with the stories stuff. Like they do kind of introduce the banner that she's going to be working on next episode.
Yeah, I think it's like, because I think the idea is going to be different people are coming into her dry cleaning shop, and just like the different people that come in and the stories behind. I think at one point she says like clothes, like people's memories and stuff are built into their clothes and stuff, so it's important like she's being tasked with taking care and like cleaning and maintaining these clothes so that those memories can continue to live on.
Yeah, it's leaning into that because like she has amnesia or whatever, so she doesn't remember anything from like 2 years before, and it's leaning into that as like a healing premise because it's kind of like you're removing the stains of your life, like the trauma or whatever.
Would you say that she's washing it all away?
Yeah, she's washing that man right out of her hair. That's the reference.
It's very
right?
nice. No, the English title of the show is "Wash It All Away."
Oh, I thought you were referencing the song.
No. Maybe they're referencing the song with the English. Yeah, I do like. I do think it's a nice, relaxing. I guess we'll have to see in terms of where it goes with like the amnesia stuff, but I think it's still going to maintain this overall Yashike tone, and then maybe have some like poignant moments at points with that.
Yeah, it's doing what good Yashike are supposed to do, where it's like incorporating the premise into its healing type element. Like it's funny to like poke fun at like the very transparent ASMR Yashike-esque elements, like how she fucking just starts whispering in the first episode is like, oh, I know, I see what you're doing. I know what's going on here. And then like the steam gun that she has is very satisfying core. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah. Oh, just like the methodical process of her kind of going through and cleaning your clothes. Just has a very ASMR aspect to it.
Yeah. I had reservations with the first episode. The second episode, I have less. So it does feel very much what you're supposed to be doing. It kind of reminds me of YKK a bit, like with the fish logo she has on the dry cleaners.
Yeah.
Obviously, Alpha had like her job of running the cafe. But they both don't feel like real jobs. Like this is a real job more so than like the Undine stuff. But like it very much doesn't feel like they're actually working. It just is like, oh, I just living my life, and we have all have hobbies that happen to make money and support everyone's lifestyles.
She's a small business. Also, you do know that like Venice is a real place, right? And like gondola, like there are people that. Like both the gondolas around and take people on tours and stuff.
What are you talking about?
That's a real thing. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, I've gone to Vegas. I've been on the gondola in Vegas.
What's that one town in Florida that has like a bunch of canals, and it's like basically like a suburban layout, but then there's just canals everywhere, which makes it even harder to get around.
That sounds like that just sounds like Florida.
It looks really. I'll show it to you after the end of the episode. It looks so cursed.
I would just kill myself if I lived there.
No, speaking.
That's the worst part about Aria. I would just fucking neck myself. I can't fucking get to my job today. I'm having to wait for this fucking gondola.
Let's want another nice. There's a lot of really nice shows this season. I know that we talked about like some of like the more fucked up stuff, but by and large, the season is kind of stacked with very nice, wholesome anime.
Very romance coded.
Very romance heavy, yeah. So let's talk about I think the one that I prefer. We have a few that we'll probably want to talk about. Let's talk about the Invisible Man's soon-to-be wife.
The one that you prefer?
Yeah, I would say between that and then like the Polar Opposites one, I prefer this one a little bit.
I mean, I have it higher too. I don't know what you were saying.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just kind of going off. I don't have your fucking ranking like memorized. I just have mine pulled up. But I mean, it's a fairly simple premise of you have an invisible man and seemingly a lot of different fantasy characters. I think there's just like I think in the first episode, we just saw a shark man at one point.
She's living in some kind of fantasy world or something.
There are aliens, I guess. So you have an invisible man and then another fantasy creature that he's in love with, a blind woman.
A blind woman. They don't exist.
Never. Yeah, I don't think that's a real thing. People just can't fucking see. That's crazy.
How do they watch anime?
How do they watch anime? And it's just a very wholesome show. I guess they work at a detective agency or a private investigation industry company.
Yeah, he's like a detective.
Yeah, but the most interesting part of the show is how it handles the main girl's blindness and all the different little details and things that they clearly put thought into in terms of like making this feel like a very realistic and thought out representation of someone with a disability, between like
how
the way people around her like a very
like 5 times speed.
Yeah, she's listening to audiobooks at like 5 times speed. Everyone around her is like accommodating of her in various ways, in terms of like she bumps into someone at one in the office at one point, and he's like, okay, back up 5 paces, because obviously she wouldn't know how to like how far she would need to back up to get out of the way, or like they're going out to dinner at one point. Her and the Invisible Man are going out to dinner at one point. and she like is like grabbing onto his arm, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna start walking now, like signaling to her verbally that he's going to start walking.
Or he puts a tomato on her plate, and he's like 12 o'clock. So
12
she knows
o'clock,
where it
yeah.
is.
Or what was it like? You said when she gets home to her apartment.
Oh, the lights are off.
Yeah, she just doesn't turn the lights on because, yeah, why would she if she can't see?
A lesser show would have the apartment lit because it's like, well, I can't have her just in a dark room. It wouldn't look good.
Dark room. Yeah, all of these nice details.
Yeah, they put a lot of thought into the blind aspect of it. I appreciate what it's doing because this is basically doing the extraordinary love interest felt made to feel normal or whatever through their ordinary love interest. I like how it's accomplishing that though, because he is
because you juxtapose. Sorry, go.
He is extraordinary, but he's no more extraordinary than anybody else, really. Like he is invisible, but there's like a liger bitch or something. I don't know what the fuck she is. You got like
someone's OC.
Yeah, I mean you got all kinds of, like, you got elves and shit. Like you got all kinds of like fantastic people.
Yeah.
And she makes him feel normal, not because like she's just like so nice or whatever, but because like she's the only person that sees him like she sees everybody else, right?
Yes.
Because no one can see him unless he's got clothes on or whatever. So, but she can't see anybody. So it's like
she can't see anyone. She could just kind of like perceive them through like like the sound stuff or like the
by their footsteps, smell.
or
like she can recognize their
all the different sensory stuff, and the way that this is represented to us visually is this I don't even know how to describe it. It's very like a smudgy kind of animation thing that they do. It looks really cool.
Well, that's just like the sound thing. Like she's like hearing.
Yeah. It's how they're representing
his clothes
that.
And
his
footsteps, stuff like that. So she perceives him like she perceives everybody else. So there's not the same barrier he has with like other people where they can't see him, and then they're so used to having these visual cues when communicating with somebody that they're like put off by him because they're like, oh, I don't really know how to read what you're saying because you're not doing. She's learned and adapted to do this for everybody, so she's engaged with him like she would with anybody else, and so that kind of makes him feel it. Not that he feels normal, but it makes him feel like I guess if he has like any kind of, they haven't really gone into this super deep yet. If he has like any kind of complex about not being seen, or if anything kind of bothers him about it, like it just makes him kind of, it doesn't engage with that element of his life. And so he gets to just kind of feel like anybody else in that regard. Yeah.
It's an interest. I was just thinking, what if she's not actually blind? Because there are all these fantasy creatures and stuff. What if she's like Cyclops from X-Men? She just has to keep her eyes closed. She just has laser eyes.
She took a vow of blindness instead of silence, so that she wouldn't murder everybody.
Yeah. That would be kind of absurd. I don't know how I would feel about that. But yeah, it's so nice and wholesome. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, or like how much potential this idea has, but at least in terms of like a really strong first episode, this is definitely one of my favorites of the season.
I mean, clearly it's going to their wedding because it says, what's the English title?
Soon-to-be wife. This is true. It is built into the goddamn title. There's nothing. I mean, he literally just asks her out on a date. That's the first thing that happens in the show.
Yeah, there's a lot of good romances this season where they're just like already in a relationship, or they get in a relationship very early, and it's not stringing you along, where the appeal is not that they might get into a relationship and you're seeing them kind of form this relationship. It's more they're in a relationship, or they're like in the early stages of a relationship, and you're going to be able to see them interact as a couple and grow as a couple in a relationship, which is not super common in anime, honestly.
No, I mean, so the other romance anime,
You
we're
and
watching
I
this season.
are polar opposites.
I mean, we're not really.
No, that's the title of the show.
I feel like, oh, it's the title of the show. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where the show is going because we just get a confession in the first episode.
Yeah.
I guess the basic premise is it's not really a particularly remarkable premise now that I'm thinking about it. You have this kind of like very like Genki Gyaro kind of character girl, and then fucking plain man kind of just doesn't emote a ton. Basically her polar opposite. Oh my gosh, the title makes sense now. And she has like a really big crush on him.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole first episode is it felt just like a short film where I'm like, all right, this was a nice standalone thing. What do you mean there's another episode? She already confessed. They're already together in a relationship. They had the brief moment where he was she didn't want to get it to be public information that she liked him. She said like because they walked home together earlier in the episode, and later
you do realize like you ask somebody out and then you go in a relationship and you like you're a couple, right? Like it doesn't just
the
end.
only anime I've seen do that is Clannad, and you know how that turned out.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. One of them's gonna die. Yeah, so it's like
they'll gather the Dragon Ball. I mean, the Happy War. I mean, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you have this moment where it's like, oh no, they're not gonna get together, and then she runs after him. She confesses, and I guess they're now together. And I don't know where the show is going.
I don't know where it's going. I don't. I'm here for it. I'm along for the ride. The fucking first episode was really good.
It's really good, very well presented. It's the same studio as Shoshiman series.
There was a bit that fucking got me where, like, it's this dramatic
when she's
moment.
starting to run after him.
Yeah, like, it does like the whole visual thing where it's like she's running dramatically and all that. Yeah. And then like the characters like look out the hallway and she's like running in the hallway and she's just really fucking slow.
Yeah, it's hard to explain this like verbally in a podcast. Just go watch the episode, you'll see the joke. Mumi died of laughter watching it.
I mean, okay, it wasn't like the funniest thing. It was just like so unexpected because like the jokes were.
That's how comedy works.
Well, yeah, but like, okay, the jokes generally were like, you know, her just kind of teasing the guy or whatever. Like it set a very clear expectation of what the jokes and comedy kind of generally was, and then you're in this dramatic moment, and you kind of like play on the expectation.
Silly visual gag.
Yeah, they play on the expectation because it's like dramatic moment. They're hyping it up with the Sakuga or whatever, and it's like her running and it's all dramatic. And then they just look in the hallway and she's just like a little bean character, like,
and they're making the squeaking sounds.
Squeaking sounds. I was like, okay, I didn't expect that. I was fucking dying for like a solid 2 minutes.
But yeah, the show looks fantastic. It has probably the best opening of the season, at least from what we've seen.
Oh fuck, the opening was so good.
I believe it's the same director as the second season of Shoshiman series opening, and you can kind of tell just from like the live action components that are incorporated into the opening, like what is it, like they have like water and they pour like the water and just like the characters behind it and stuff, so you get these like weird like gimmicks. Legos feature prominently for some reason. I don't know what that's about.
Well, the water thing kind of is a play on like those like gimmick cups, the one that you see a lot is the one from McDonald's where like people take pictures but they like tilt it up where it looks like the girl's sucking the guy's dick.
Yeah.
But like it's like visual gags like that. Like so it's not stuff that's just like out of nowhere. It's not like I'm just gonna be out.
No.
It is like incorporated into the show. Like I guess it kind of works as like grounding it in kind of everyday experiences or whatever.
I guess like the most logical direction for the show to go for the next episode is we get more of like the guy's perspective, because we don't really get that until the end of the episode when he's like kind of depressed and like walking home and he's like, I really thought she liked me. Damn,
she talked to me once and kind of was nice to me. I thought she might like me.
I'm gonna go.
Guess I was wrong.
Not. Time to shoot up the school. Time to make all these thoughts pay, all these fucking voids.
I do like that. I do like Yusuke or whatever his fucking name is, because like he's kind of he is like, he does take initiative. Like he's not like a fucking like your standard romance protagonist.
No,
like, is like, oh, I don't know what to do.
He like holds her hand.
Both of them are, honestly, like both of them do take the initiative and don't get themselves in this fucking 12 episode purgatory where they don't go out to like the last episode, the last minute. Cause like he like just starts holding her hand and it's just like, oh yeah, we'll go eat sometime. And she confesses. So it's like, damn, these people got their shit together. What the fuck am I doing?
They lived happily ever after. Or maybe they'll do like an ensemble thing. I don't know. Or it's like different characters in the school getting together or something.
There are like, I think like 5 characters on the poster we haven't seen yet. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Maybe war breaks out and they're fighting for their lives.
It's directed well. It visually is interesting. I like her design. There's enough in place that I'm just like, I'm here for it. Whatever y'all are doing.
Yeah. I'm
along for a ride, unless it's like cocked and she just starts getting railed by like ugly bastard. Then I'm like, I don't know if I'm here for this anymore.
Then it's gonna be like Shibou Yuugi, where I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna. It's like me laughing at the Terrifier movies of someone being beheaded. And I'm like, sure, that's absurd.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the same. I don't like it. I don't like cucked media. All right. That's just a fetishistic. Like, I feel like the fucking horror movies and stuff. That's like just like a visceral. Where it's like, this is fun visual effects. There's nothing fun about cuckoldry in fucking shows. All right, that's just like you're either into it and you're like, I love fucking being fucking betrayed, or you don't. You are.
Or this is so fucking frustrating.
It's like, this is the fucking worst thing I've read. God damn it, I hate this.
What else we had to talk about? We can talk a little bit about Champion no Majo. How do you fucking say this title?
The mushroom witch thing?
Yeah, the mushroom witch.
Champignon? Digivolve into
You can't be putting French and Japanese together in the title.
Yeah, that's a faux pas.
Yeah.
That's a no bueno.
So what do we think about this show?
It's all right. Kind of cursed. You think about it.
You think about it, yeah.
They got that fucking weird ass sheep thing they ran out, and it's like fucking human proportion, but it's like a fucking chibi character.
Yeah, it's creepy. The sheep character is really creepy. The show overall is nice, because it's about this witch who practices quote unquote black magic, which basically just means magic that the government doesn't like.
Yeah, the distinction here is white magic is people that align with the government, and black magic is people that did not.
Which is an interesting concept if you're familiar with like how magic has been seen historically in medieval Europe. Right. And it's just about her living her life, going around town, getting things that she needs. Mushrooms follow her around, and everyone's like, "Oh, these mushrooms are causing poison, spreading poison around." But in reality, the mushrooms are growing because of all the negative aura, the negative miasma in the air, in the town, because of all these bad things taking place. And the mushrooms are kind of acting like sin eaters, where they are absorbing
the impurities. Yeah,
absorbing the impurities. But that then ends up, reflecting negatively on her in typical witch fashion. They make mention of like witches being burned and stuff. So it's not exactly a super wholesome show. But there are some interesting ideas in terms of like how magic is viewed in the show. some interesting ideas in terms of how her as this kind of like social outcast is viewing the people in the town as well, and how she interacts with them. There's some interesting elements to that as well.
Yeah.
Like towards like the second half of the first episode, she sees this guy and kind of like for the first time develops like romantic feelings for someone. So she goes home and she's like,
I don't know if it's like the first, like it doesn't necessarily imply it's the first time. It's just she just can't get close to people, and so she has like a weird the actual like dynamic of getting together with somebody is foreign to her because she can't touch anybody.
Ostensibly can't touch anyone. The only time that we see anyone touch her is this guy being an asshole, and then his hand starts to wither away.
Yeah.
So maybe if people are just fucking nice to her, that wouldn't be a problem.
Listen, I'm gonna be really nice to her. My dick, it won't melt off.
Yeah.
It looks like a mushroom. She should like.
And that's the story of how Mumi became a eunuch. But yeah, so when she later goes home, she's like drawing the guy and stuff, and then it's a scene that's straight out of the fucking music video for Take On Me. The drawing comes to life, and they're like dancing together in the night. I mean, this is wonderful and kind of interesting in terms of like how she is processing these emotions.
Visually, it is very nice, like design wise. Mm-hmm. Animation and production wise, it is very rough.
very rough, stilted. Not the best. There's some charm to it. It has a little bit of soul. Not exactly the best looking show of the season, but I really do like the wholesome tone and some of these like interesting ideas that are kind of that are cropping up in it.
Listen, this is the same studio that's doing Sekiro, so.
What do you mean Sekiro? Is there a Sekiro anime coming out?
Yeah, Sekiro No Defeat. So this is.
I forgot about that. Is that coming out this year? When the?
It's
isn't there supposed to be like an Elden Ring TV show or something coming out as well?
I don't know. I want to kill myself just from they're making anime about this shit, but I mean, go. Did you
play Sekiro?
Huh?
Did you play Sekiro?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I did. I'm not as big of a fan. I'm a Dark Souls person. I did platinum it. I did do everything in the game. Yeah. So I liked it enough, obviously, but
yeah.
It was not on the level of like Dark Souls or Bloodborne for me.
Yeah. I guess in terms of other things, Adventurer's Daily Grind seems like a fun like adventure fantasy show. The twist at the end of the episode where
she's a goddamn succubus.
You're a goddamn succubus. Kabi completely. I mean, you see it earlier in the episode where she like wakes up as an adult and she's like, "What's happening?" Did not expect her to be a succubus.
Actually, I saw it. I initially noticed it because like she puts her foot on his chest at one point. It's like kind of big. I was like, "Oh, that's weird." It must be like an error or something. And then like she wakes up and she's oh no, oh okay. That was a good. That was a good.
So. And they have this weird kind of like father-daughter relationship where he was an orphan and he had to like fend for himself, and now he's like grown up and he's this kind of jaded warrior character, you know, clearing dungeons to make a living. And he's kind of like adopted her essentially after finding her in a dungeon because she's also just on her own. And he's like training her how to fight. And then at the end of the episode, it's like, maybe they'll start fucking. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know where they go with that. The fact that she's a goddamn succubus.
Goddamn, this is one of those things where it's like, well, we kind of need to watch a second episode to understand, to really figure this one out.
Yeah, I don't know. I like how the top recommendation is this fucking Usagi drop, and it's like that might be more fitting.
Of course it is.
I feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I feel like they're implying something with that. I guess in a similar vein, something I'm at least interested in watching one more episode of, just to see, is Arno Jikenbo, which is a fantasy murder mystery show, I guess, about a vampire and detective and his assistant, a girl who really likes vampires, solving mysteries.
I don't know what you're talking about. They didn't solve anything. They didn't do anything in this episode.
They didn't solve anything technically. So the first episode, so it's an RPG Maker adaptation, which is interesting. The first episode, though, is anime original, and it follows an anime original character. This kid who is his father is a detective, and his father is killed, and he kind of takes up this mantle of being a detective in order to solve his father's murder. And I guess I won't give away who the killer is, even though it's kind of obvious because there aren't many characters in this episode. It's like, oh, I wonder who it could be. But spoilers at the end of the episode. Yeah, he fucking dies. He's dead at the end of the episode. We see his grave and stuff, but they also, one of the girls, one of the people that works for the detective vampire is like a necromancer or something. So she brings him back to life and he kills the murderer. But then at the very end of the episode, we see his grave. So I'm like, so is he not going to be in the show? Because he's featured prominently in the opening and in all the promotional material, but he's also an anime original character. What is going on? Because I also thought his character was interesting in terms of, he doesn't believe in like these supernatural monsters like vampires and zombies and stuff, even though there's just a girl that looks like a zombie sitting across from him and a guy that looks like a fucking vampire. So I don't know how that works, but he's like, these are things that only exist in fiction. These are things that only exist in these comic books that I like, but I don't like them anymore because I don't believe in any of this stuff anymore.
And now he's dead.
It's interesting. Yeah, now he's dead. Well, is it because like there's an interesting angle there in terms of like that's kind of like how he's coping with his father's death. And at one point, it's pointed out to him that he's like, you're kind of just LARPing as a detective anyway. So there's clearly this fantasy aspect to it. Like, it's not necessarily completely, like, you haven't just completely dropped it. This is kind of just like a cope on your part because you don't know how to process this horrific event. So if he's not in the second episode, they kind of lose me then, because I thought that was an interesting aspect of the show. But if he is in the second episode, then it's like, okay, I'm a little bit more interested in seeing what this is going to be doing. So I do want to watch another episode of it.
I have zero interest in this show. Like, there's nothing going
on. What about Kaya-chan Isn't Scary? This is something that you strongly advocated for.
Yeah, it was cute. It's like,
it is cute.
It's like that Alma-chan show from last season, but she's like mob.
Yeah, and she's fighting ghosts. It's a kindergarten girl who fights ghosts.
Like mob, yeah.
And in the process of fighting ghosts, everyone is kind of like, all these bad things happen around her, and she just ends up getting blamed for them. But she's just trying to, to keep everyone safe from the evil ghosts that pollute this elementary school.
She's the bad guy because she tells them not to go on the swing, and then they go on the swing.
Because if they go on the swing, they'll fucking die and be devoured by a demon.
This is very much like one of those like what detective stories kind of talk about, where it's like the weird mysteries follow the detective, otherwise there's no story. It is weird and interesting, I guess, that like all these like crazy fucking demon things follow this Alma-chan, or Kaya-chan bitch. Because I guess otherwise there just wouldn't be a story, because
it's just a very, listen, the school was built on an Indian burial ground in Japan.
Oh, it's like Poltergeist.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes with that. There's some stuff regarding Kaya-chan's home life that comes up at the end of the episode. So we'll see how that ends up being developed. Seems kind of interesting. I don't want to give too much away. We got.
It's cute. It's funny.
It is cute. We can't put those two words. We can't use those two adjectives. It's not a cute and funny show. It's cute and it's funny.
Can you say it's funny and cute?
I think funny and cute is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like flute.
What about Scum of the Brave?
This was a surprising one, honestly. It looks kind of cheap, and so like in the trailers and stuff, you're like, yeah, this is probably a skip. And then like you watch it, and I was like, it doesn't look great, but it soul.
Yeah, it has a kind of charm to its visual style. The actual premise itself, it's basically just like an urban fantasy show, essentially, where if you take this drug, if you inject yourself with this drug, you get magic powers.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It's not entirely clear. And it's basically about, I guess there are schoolgirls that are fighting crime. They're basically child soldiers being used to fight people that are abusing this ability, and then they get roped in with this other guy who's this kind of more rough and tumble character, and I guess it's gonna be about their wacky adventures together.
Is this guy's? Wait a minute. This is the same original creator as Send Us to Be a Hero.
It is?
Yeah.
That is interesting because now I'm thinking about it, there is kind of a weird amount of overlap.
I was like, I was going to make a comment about how he's like, they got their persona as Rocket the Raccoon from fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just like Rocket Shokai, and it's a raccoon. And then they just got fucking Sent Us to Be a Hero as their like original story credits.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess I can see some like overlap there in terms of especially the main character is kind of similar in terms of just being this kind of like gruff asshole dude. Yeah, it's we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes in terms of what it ends up doing with this. I like urban fantasy stuff, not necessarily, more so in terms of like supernatural ghosts kind of thing. But we'll see where it goes in terms of magic crime fighting.
Oh, this is 24 episodes, by the way.
Okay. I don't know if I like it that much. We'll see. We'll give it a couple episodes.
I like it that much. I mean,
the main girl is very cute. The character designs in general are very nice. Again, I like how the show looks. I just need some more. I need some more assurance, that those will be worth 24 episodes.
Quality assurance in another world?
Quality assurance in another world? No, that's from several seasons ago. That may be from over a year ago. Holy Grail of Eris, the Count of Monte Cristo of villainous
reverse
anime.
harem Count of Monte Cristo.
Reverse harem Count of Monte Cristo. I don't have a ton to say about it. I wasn't super big on it. If we end up continuing, it'll be mostly for like the weird high society court politics.
Listen, if you like stuff like Rose of Versailles and Onisama A,
for that heightened melodrama.
Yeah, you like the elements of like Otome villainous stories, where it's like the catharsis of the comeuppance, the just desserts. This is your show, right? Like the main girl is just like a cute bean character. Her name's Grail for some reason, yeah, like a holy grail. Sure. But she's cute, and then she gets betrayed by her fiance and the girl that he's sleeping with, and she teams up with the ghost of the Scarlet bitch, and
who she saw be executed as a child, like front and center.
Yeah, she was right in the front. She was literally in the front row. She was in the
literally
splash
the front row seat. Oh.
and she gets possessed, and she deals out the poetic justice or whatever. It's basically like Yu-Gi-Oh, but like in the Rose of Versailles kind of like Onisama high society style instead of card games.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have the Millennium Puzzle.
And then Isekai office worker. He's an accountant in another world.
This was interesting.
It is. We'll see what it does for the next few episodes, because it depends on what it actually ends up doing with him, like basically uncovering fraud in a fantasy kingdom.
Yeah, that kind of kicked ass. I don't know what you're. Why is there like a quote question mark at the end of that?
Because I don't know how much they're gonna stick with that, or like how interesting that'll actually be.
It is pretty. I mean, turns out the dude was gay, and like they started holding hands at the. That made it even more. I was like, all right, you had my.
It's an interesting concept.
Now you got my attention.
In terms of like these like middle manager, like office workers taking these incredibly mundane skills and applying them in another world. He's like uncovering this accounting fraud, and he's putting a political target on his back as a result. Also, he is gay. I mean, it has an interesting juxtaposition with like him and the girl that he was helping, who was like the actual target of being isekai'd. Because like she's living like the isekai chosen, basically like the, what do you call it, the kind of like 80s isekai stuff, where it's like girl gets transported in like a Leda or like a Ray Earth or whatever, and has to help them, and she's living that whole life and getting taught stuff and going to school, whatever, and he's just like, they're like, well, sorry you got caught up in the isekai event. We don't really, what do you want to do? And he's just like, I don't know. I guess we have you manage our finances.
No, they don't even suggest that. They're just like, I don't know, we'll just give you fucking bitches or whatever you want. I don't know what you want to do. And he's like, well, kind of like accounting.
Yeah.
I guess be part of your accounting department. They're just like, okay. It's sure. Pretty good. I mean,
they're like, what? You mean clerical work?
But you want to use numbers? The fuck? It's interesting because like it does show that he likes doing his job. It makes it for an interesting commentary on the work stuff and like with isekai and stuff, right? Because like he does enjoy his job. He likes doing his job, but he is being like exploited at it. And so like given the chance to do anything, he still would choose to do his job. He likes to do his job. It's just, it sucks because of things outside of his actual job description.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot that we dropped. I mean, not really dropped, but we watched first episode of. Didn't really care about. But it's also really late. I don't want to talk about those. So maybe we'll talk about those a little bit in the next episode. But
maybe.
How do we feel about this season overall?
I think it's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah?
Like, it doesn't have...
Initially, we were going through, like, the trailers for this season, and we were like, whatever season, like last season. But there's quite a bit here to like.
Yeah, I guess, like, with Medalist and Medalist... maybe there'll be like it'll raise the ceiling a little bit. I was gonna throw Frieren in there, but I can't even bring myself to say that one.
No, I mean we also have Vigilante season 2
and Medalist. Maybe I'll raise the ceiling a bit, but like I don't know. There's not really the high prestige show that like you kind of like what you have like City or like Takupi had a lot of hype going into that season 2.
Yeah. I mean that is basically Sentenced to Be a Hero, and also Fate Strange Fake, I'd say.
I guess those are just like action slop though for like
True.
There's not like a Vinland Saga or Pluto or anything. Which I'm not saying like every season has that. This is like an exception. Or
I guess we'll see. Maybe Sense to be a Hero becomes a lot more like philosophical, like a Vinland Saga in episode 2.
Maybe. I'm not saying won't.
I've seen a lot of people compare it either favorably or disfavorably to Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means. Evidently the fandoms are feuding or something because this is like the unproblematic Mushoku. I don't. Yeah, it's all the CIA shit.
I don't fucking trust that shit. But no, it didn't have like the point of that was it didn't really have like that show on the outside that you're just like, holy shit, that show's I mean, I guess like if you're a fucking normie and you're like jerking off, you're fucking bricked up for JJK or whatever, or Frieren. I guess those are your prestige slop this season or whatever. But like I don't know, there's not like an orb or a Pluto for me. So like I guess it's lacking on the upper end, but there's a lot of like solid to good shows that I'm like actually looking forward to. It kind of reminds me of Spring of last season, because like Spring, you had like Apocalypse Hotel, but like there wasn't like a crazy show in Spring.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of good shows where like I think most of my top 10 was like 7 out of 10s for that season, which is not common for a season.
Rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it remains to be seen what any scores. I'm not that brain rotted where I'm gonna fucking like start trying to assign scores after one episode.
No.
But like it could end up that way. I don't anticipate it will, but it does feel like there are a lot of solid shows that I'm interested in. I'm like, I'm gonna have fun with this. I look forward to at least 10 of these, which is all I can really ask for in a season when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm so tired at this point. My brain is like kind of stopped functioning. This is the end of the episode.